What's going on, everyone? Gormy here. Today I've got a tactic for you guys that allowed Leeds United, yes, Leeds United, to finish top 5. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button? Also, I'll be linking this tactic down below in the Discord that is in the description, so that is where you guys will go to download this tactic from. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I said, this tactic allowed Leeds United to finish 5th in the Premier League. They finished in 5th in a Europa League spot, which they finished way off of in reality. Everton finished in 8th, which they finished way off of in reality. And then Man City won the league. Now, currently we are looking at it from the Man City perspective right now. They were also runners-up in the Champions League final, which they ended up losing 1-0 to Inter. They got knocked out early on in the FA Cup, which is unfortunate. They won the Carabao Cup by a score of 3-2 in extra time over Wolves, and then they won the Community Shield. And like I said, Leeds, they finished in 5th, which is absolutely phenomenal for them. They got knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup by Chelsea, knocked out in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup by Arsenal. And then Everton, who finished in 8th, they got to the semifinal of the FA Cup, but lost to Chelsea, which is unfortunate, which, looking at it, Chelsea ended up winning it over Wolves. So Wolves actually had a pretty solid season, cup-wise, but Chelsea, they ended up winning the FA Cup, so it's nice that Everton lost to the eventual winners. And then the Carabao Cup, they got knocked out by Newcastle United earlier on. Looking at it from the team overview standpoint, most goals, Man City had 101, Leeds had 89, and Everton had 83. All three are in most shots for, fewest shots against. Man City's in there, best pass completion, nobody is in there, nor most possession, nor most tackles won. But Leeds are in there for most dribbles made. They're usually pretty good within that area of their game. They had 457 dribbles made. Most clean sheets, Man City in 5th, and fewest conceded, Man City in 5th. Player overview-wise, Richarlison had 24 goals, De Bruyne with 22, same with Dele Alli, which is incredible for him. Rodrigo had 18 with Leeds. Most assists, Rafinha with 15, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, and Jack Harrison all with 10. Most shots, we got Dele Alli, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Kevin De Bruyne, Richarlison, Rodrigo all in there. Most player of the match performances, Bernardo Silva had 5. Most key passes, Rafinha with 152, which is awesome. Jack Grealish with 127. Then we get the best pass completion, Emerick Laporte and Ruben Dias, both in there with 98%. Most tackles won, Jack Harrison in there with 89. Most dribbles made, Raheem Sterling with 103, Demarai Gray with 100, Rafinha with 92. Most clean sheets, Ederson is in there with 13. And then for fewest conceded, nobody was in there, unfortunately. But notice here, most tackles won. Jack Harrison, who is a winger, is in here. And now we're going to get to see from the tactic why he is in most tackles won. So this tactic is called the 4-3-1-2 Kraken. It is a very different tactic from what I usually do here on my channel. I am not too big on using defensive wingers or inverted wingbacks. I was using inverted wingbacks quite a bit earlier on this year. They've been very good all year round, but I usually use inverted wingbacks on attack. In this tactic, they're both on support. I do not usually use defensive wingers, but defensive wingers have been pretty solid this year. If I do use them, it's usually on online drafts. But for the 4-3-1-2 Kraken, this is how it is set up. We've got 2 advanced forwards on attack up top. Both would take more risks, shoot more often, stay wider, and mark specific position. The left advanced forward marks the opposing right center back. The right advanced forward marks the left center back. I could not speak right there. Then we've got a shallow striker on attack, crosses aimed at center, shoot more often. The reason why I have the advanced forwards going out wider, it's so that this shadow striker can then just come and sneak through, act as a third striker, but a little bit deeper. Then we've got 2 defensive wingers on support. Both would take more risks, cross more often, and crosses aimed at center. We have a roaming playmaker on support, which shoot less often, move into channels, and tackle harder. We then have 2 inverted wingbacks on support. Both would take more risks and shoot less often. Then we have 2 ball-playing defenders on defend would tackle harder, and a sweep keeper on defend would take more risks and tackle harder. Now this tactic is played with a positive mentality. You can go attacking, you can go very attacking, you can go balanced. Do not go cautious or defensive. That will just invite more pressure on you, and you do not want that. When in possession, it is played with a fairly narrow attacking width, underlap on the left and the right, and play out from the defense. Use low crosses and a higher tempo. When in transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the defense by distributing to the fullbacks and center backs by rolling the ball out. And then once out of possession, much higher line of engagement, a higher defensive line, stay on feet, much more often trigger press, aka much more often pressing intensity. Now, one thing I would like to mention real quick, this tactic is going to be pretty useful for any team, to be honest. It's not necessarily set to just one sort of team style. You can implement this with any team possible. Just make sure that you have the inverted wingbacks and defensive wingers that are going to be capable of performing those roles, because you don't want someone that is like a half-star ability on either one of those performing in those roles. It will not be pretty for you. So definitely make sure that you have people that can perform somewhat in those roles, but majority of the time this tactic is going to be able to be used with any type of team. And before we get into how the players did overall in all competitions between the 3 teams, I wanted to let you guys know that being that the season has officially ended the day of recording, the Skybet Championship Playoff Final just ended a couple hours ago. I'm going to be doing some more real life football type videos, like how to fix certain clubs, highlighting certain players, and what I think their careers could look like, some good team fits for them. You guys are still going to be getting tactics, you guys are still going to be getting rebuilds and guides, so don't worry about that. But I'm just adding some real life football type content here to the channel. So if that does interest you and you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you guys do not miss any of those videos. So, looking at Leeds United and how everyone did overall, Rodrigo had 19 goals, Mateus Klisch had 17, Patrick Bamford with 16, Daniel James with 10, next highest after that was Rafinha with 9. And then we move into the assists, Rafinha with 18, Jack Harrison with 11, Calvin Phillips with 10, next highest after that was Rodrigo with 8. The highest average rating was Rafinha with a 7.46. And Rafinha, as we can see here, played the defensive winger role and had that sort of season. So, absolutely phenomenal. That's why I was saying earlier, make sure that you have a player that can somewhat play this role. They're going to do very well. Do not chance with someone that can basically barely play the role. Rafinha, I believe, was at like 2.5 star current ability, to where he could play this role well, and he did a very good job at it. Now, looking at Manchester City, Kevin De Bruyne had 31 goals, Phil Foden with 26, Gabriel Jesus with 25, Bernardo Silva with 17, Jack Grealish with 11, and Ruben Dias with 10. Next highest after that was Raheem Sterling with 9, and then we get into the assists. We got plenty double digits in assists as well. Kevin De Bruyne with 17, Jack Grealish 16, Bernardo Silva 15, Gabriel Jesus 13, Phil Foden 12, Raheem Sterling and Fernandinho both with 11. Next highest after that was Riyad Mahrez with 8. Highest average rating was Bernardo Silva with a 7.47. And then moving on to the last club here, Everton. Richarlison had 28 goals, Dele Alli with 24, Dominic Calvert-Lewin with 14. Next highest after that was Demarai Gray and Michael Keane both with 8. And then assist-wise, we've got Dele Alli with 12, Demarai Gray with 11, Dominic Calvert-Lewin with 10. Next highest after that was Richarlison with 7. Highest average rating from Everton was Demarai Gray with a 7.4. That's pretty impressive from him, not going to lie. But being that Everton did finish in 8th, you'll see that their numbers were a little bit lower. You add 1 to 2 players to this Everton team, I definitely think they would have finished in the top 7, getting a European spot. It was good that they got to a semifinal of the FA Cup, though. That was very good to see. So, couple trophies overall. The teams all performed very well, especially Leeds getting into the European spot. That is awesome, but let's see how this tactic performs within the match engine. Well, the tactic looks absolutely beautiful within the match engine. I mean, Everton made Man U look really, really bad, kind of like they were in reality this year. Man City looked very, very good against AC Milan, and Leeds looked really good against Arsenal. I mean, this tactic, it looks like it flows really, really well. The playmaking is there. The finishing is there. I mean, there's plenty of space to work the ball into. It looks very, very good within the match engine. So definitely feel free to give this tactic a go. Once again, the link to where you guys can download this will be down in the description. It will take you to my Discord. That is where the tactic will be. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button? And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.